What you attach to, I am, becomes your entire reality. It's the law of assumption. The engine of manifestation. The foundation of every breakthrough. These are the most powerful words you speak daily, often without realizing their true impact. They don't describe who you are. They shape who you become. Whether whispered in fear or shouted with confidence. I am, is your energetic signature. It pulses through your mind, body, and the unseen forces of life. From ancient prophets to cutting-edge scientists, one truth stays the same. Identity creates experience. You don't wait to become something, you declare it. And by doing so, the universe begins to rearrange. This is the hidden law behind every shift, success, or setback. It doesn't start with action. It starts with, I am. When Moses asked the divine for a name, the answer wasn't a label or title. It was a code. I am that I am. Not a name. A statement of presence. Of infinite becoming. And whether you know it or not, you've been echoing that sacred phrase every time you say, I am. This audiobook is a gateway into the real mechanics of identity and manifestation. But more than that, it's a spiritual awakening. A revelation of the invisible power inside your everyday words. A reminder, you are the creator. By the time you finish this journey, you won't say, I am, by accident. You'll say it with direction, power, and unshakable intent. And life will respond. Let's begin. Chapter 1, the first name, I am that I am. Before religion. Before labels. Before stories. There was pure awareness. And at its core was a phrase without shape or sound. I am. When Moses faced the burning bush and asked, Who shall I say sent me? The answer came. I am that I am. Simple. Unstoppable. Eternal. Not a description. Not an identity. But a state of being. That moment wasn't just a spiritual revelation. It was a universal law. Consciousness creates reality. And here's the hidden truth. That same force lives in you. I am isn't a label. It's an instruction. When you say, I am exhausted, or I am unstoppable, you're not describing, you're commanding. You're sending a vibrational blueprint. To your brain. To your energy. And to the universe itself. The cosmos doesn't answer your wishes. It responds to your identity. Wanting is weak. I hope is a whisper. But I am is thunder. The sacred power of naming. In ancient cultures, names were sacred. To speak a name was to summon its power. This wasn't superstition. It was energetic science. Your real name isn't Sarah, Alex, or James. Your real name is, I am. What follows that name molds your perception. It becomes your emotional default. It fuels your creations. That's why mystics guarded the I am presence. Not to hide it. But because it's too potent to use mindlessly. Science, DNA and the power of I am. Modern neuroscience proves this truth. Your reticular activating system filters your experience. It seeks proof of your beliefs. Say, I am unlucky, and your brain will find reasons to agree. Say, I am resilient, and your perception shifts. Your biology follows. Your energy aligns. Your external world starts to echo it. This isn't fantasy. It's neuroarchitecture. Why this matters today. You've had the power all along. But most people misuse it, without knowing. They say things like, I am always broke. I am bad at love. I am too old. And life says, as you say, so it is. This chapter is your wake-up call. Because once you realize the truth, you can never speak carelessly again. Every I am is a building block of your life. So ask yourself. What are you constructing? Are you recycling your history? Or writing your future? A final reflection. Say it. Breathe it. Feel it. I am conscious. I am the author. I am that I am. You are not your pain. You are not your thoughts. You are the consciousness behind them. This is your beginning. Of alignment, confusion sets in. You feel torn, performing for approval while suppressing your truth. That inner dissonance is not failure, it's a signal. A call to realign your identity with your essence. New truth, I am done performing. I am ready to be real. I am aligned with my soul. Trap 4, the comfort of familiar pain. Strangely, we often cling to limiting identities because they're familiar. Saying, I am always anxious, or I am always the fixer, might hurt, but it's predictable. The brain prefers certainty, even if it's painful. But familiar pain is still pain. Comfort zones aren't safe zones. They're holding patterns. And your soul was not born for smallness. New truth, I am choosing growth over comfort. I am expanding. I am becoming more. Trap 5, the achievement identity. In a productivity-driven world, many of us tie our worth to doing. I am successful, I am a high performer, I am always busy. These may sound positive, but what happens when you slow down? When success is quiet or invisible? Your worth cannot depend on your output. You are not a machine. You are a being. You matter even when you rest. New truth, I am worthy without proving. I am valuable even in stillness. I am enough as I am. Trap 6, external validation loop. If your identity depends on how others see you, you'll never feel whole. When you say, I am liked, I am needed, I am approved of, you give your power away. You become a mirror instead of a light. But validation that comes from within is unshakable. And your light doesn't ask for permission. New truth, I am self-sourced. I am my own validation. I am grounded in my truth. Escaping the identity loop. Breaking these traps isn't about forcing change, it's about awakening. Every time you repeat an old, I am, unconsciously, you reinforce the past. But every time you declare a new one, you redirect your future. So pause. Breathe. Choose again. I am not who I was. I am becoming who I choose to be. I am awake. A final reflection. This chapter is your turning point. The moment where old names begin to fall away. Not because they were false, but because they've finished their role. From here forward, speak your I am with precision. With power. With presence. Let the universe feel your new frequency. Say it out loud. I am ready. I am new. I am rewriting my name. In the next chapter, we'll uncover the secrets of embodiment, how to live your I am fully in your thoughts, your body, and your reality, so your identity becomes a living vibration the world cannot ignore. Chapter 7, I am embodied. Becoming what you speak. Words are powerful. But words alone are not enough. You can say, I am confident, but if your body still curls inward, if your choices still come from fear, if your energy still whispers, I'm not ready, the universe listens to that. This is where many people get stuck. They say all the right affirmations but feel no real shift. Why? Because they speak identity from the throat, not from the bones. Identity that stays in the mind never becomes reality. It must enter the nervous system. The cells. The walk. The breath. To embody an I am is to become it. The 3 layers of embodiment. To live your new identity, it must pass through 3 gates. Mental alignment, belief. What do I believe to be true about myself? Energetic agreement, emotion. Can I feel this truth as real in my body? Behavioral integrity, action. Do my choices reflect the identity I claim? If even one gate is closed, the embodiment is incomplete. You might believe you're powerful, but if you still shrink in every room, the power hasn't landed. Or you might act boldly, but if you secretly feel like an imposter, the old identity still lingers in the shadows. To embody a new identity, all three must say, yes. This is who I am. Embodiment requires repetition. Think of embodiment like building muscle. You don't go to the gym once and expect transformation. You show up consistently. You sweat. You rest. You grow stronger through repetition. It's the same with identity. You must practice being who you want to be, until it becomes your natural state. This doesn't mean pretending. It means remembering. It means standing in the truth you've always carried but often forgot. Start small. Speak your I am out loud daily. Feel it resonate in your chest. Walk as if your new identity already exists. Posture is language. Say no from your new self. Say yes from your new self. Track when you default to the old identity, then gently shift. Your nervous system may resist. That's okay. That's proof the work is real. Embodiment is a ritual, not a performance. You are not performing confidence. You are reclaiming it. You are not pretending to be calm. You are remembering your peace. This is a sacred process. Don't rush it. Don't make it a checklist. Make it a relationship with your future self. Ask them. How do you walk? What do you say no to? What do you no longer tolerate? What boundaries are non-negotiable? What does your energy say before your words even speak? Now become that. Integration practice, I am becoming. Here's a daily ritual to help you embody your identity shift. Morning declaration. Before checking your phone, put your hand on your heart. Say, today, I am showing up as the version of me who underscore 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 dot. Example, sets clear boundaries / speaks with clarity / owns her worth. Midday check-in. Ask yourself, have my actions matched my identity today? What needs adjusting? Evening integration. Right. Today, I embodied my truth when I underscore 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 dot. Tomorrow, I will deepen this embodiment by underscore 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 dot. Small daily alignments become quantum leaps over time. The world responds to embodiment. When you become the new identity, everything shifts. People treat you differently. Opportunities appear that match your vibration. Old dynamics fade or fall apart. You stop chasing and start attracting. Why? Because the world isn't responding to your words. It's responding to your frequency. Your embodiment. Your presence. When you fully believe and behave as the person you say you are, the universe has no choice but to agree. Final words, the mirror has shifted. You've crossed a threshold. The identity you once only spoke of, you are now becoming. The I am you whispered with hope, you now say with power. The mirror reflects differently because you are different. You don't need to force. You don't need to prove. You only need to continue showing up as who you already are. From this moment on, identity is no longer theory. It is embodied truth. Say it with me. I am real. I am whole. I am becoming everything I was born to be. Chapter 8, I am the Creator. Owning your power to shape reality. There comes a moment when you stop waiting for life to happen to you. And you realize life is responding through you. That's the moment you stop being a passive participant. That's the moment you become a creator. This chapter is a reclamation of your voice, your desires, your authorship. You were never meant to just survive this world. You were meant to design it. Creation is not just for artists. You don't have to paint or sing or write to be a creator. You create every time you choose peace instead of chaos. Set a boundary that reshapes a relationship. Launch a business, send a message, make a move. Say, "This ends with me," and change your lineage. Imagine a future and take the first step toward it. To create is to choose. And to choose is to claim your power. Most people don't feel powerful because they don't realize how many choices they still have. They hand over authorship to fear, to the past, to how it's always been. But the truth is, your reality is being built in every decision you make. From reactor to creator. We live in two primary modes. Reactor mode. I'm just trying to get through the day. They made me feel this way. It's not up to me. Creator mode. I choose how I respond. I'm in charge of my energy. My reality reflects my decisions. Most people live on autopilot, reacting to life instead of shaping it. But the moment you switch into creator mode, you reclaim a fundamental truth. Nothing changes until I change. And when I change, everything does. Creating begins with vision. Before anything is made, it is seen. The phone in your hand. The chair you're sitting on. The path you're walking. All of it was once imagined. Creation begins in the invisible. So ask yourself. What do I truly want to create in this life? What vision have I been afraid to speak aloud? If I believed anything were possible, what would I start building today? Don't wait until the vision feels realistic. Visions become real when you commit to them. The energy behind your creations matters. You can create from lack, or you can create from love. You can create to prove yourself, or to express yourself. You can build from fear, or from faith. Creation is not just what you make. It's how you make it. So before you start, check your soil. Are you planting this seed from trust? Are you building from your true self, or from your wounds? Are you expanding your life, or escaping your life? Aligned creations grow. Misaligned ones burn out, even if they succeed externally. You are not behind. Let's dissolve the lie that it's too late. That you should have started sooner. That someone else is already doing what you want to do. Here's the truth. No one can create your way. You bring a frequency no one else can duplicate. Every moment you waited was just preparation. You are right on time. So stop comparing. Start creating. Integration practice, the creator's blueprint. Use this process to bring a vision to life. Name the vision. What do I feel called to create or initiate right now? Clarify the why. Why does this matter to me? Let your reason come from love, not ego. Define the first step. What's one small action I can take in the next 24 hours? Detach from the outcome. Creation is not control. Your job is to plant. The universe grows. Honor resistance, then move anyway. Creation activates fear. This is a sign you're expanding. You can feel fear and still move. Final words, the pen is in your hands. No more waiting. No more asking for permission. No more outsourcing your power. You were born to shape this life, not to repeat it. Every time you make a new choice, you create. Every time you speak your truth, you create. Every time you stand in your worth, you create. You are the writer. You are the voice. You are the hand on the canvas. Say it with me. I am not a follower of fate. I am a creator of worlds. And I choose to begin now. Chapter 9, I am the disruptor. Breaking cycles, burning scripts, and becoming unstoppable. Somewhere along the way, you inherited a script. It told you who you should be. What was possible? What was normal? What was enough? You didn't write that script. But you've been acting it out. Until now. This chapter is about disruption, the sacred, necessary rebellion that liberates you from patterns that no longer serve you. You are not here to keep the old story alive. You're here to end it, and write the one that begins with truth. What is a disruptor? A disruptor doesn't destroy for destruction's sake. A disruptor dissolves illusions. You are a disruptor when you stop people-pleasing and start self-honoring. You refuse to settle for less than reciprocity. You call out the silence that protects dysfunction. You become the first in your family to go to therapy, start a business, break a curse. You say, no more, and mean it. Disruptors change direction. Even if it makes others uncomfortable. Even if it costs them approval. Even if it means walking alone for a while. Patterns persist until they're interrupted. You cannot heal what you keep rehearsing. You cannot transform what you tolerate. You cannot grow if you're still pretending the pain doesn't exist. Disruption begins with awareness. It continues with courage. Ask yourself. What pattern have I been repeating out of habit or fear? What am I ready to interrupt, in my life, my lineage, my mind? Who would I become if I stopped apologizing for my truth? You're allowed to burn it down. Yes, even if it looked perfect. Yes, even if it kept you safe once. Yes, even if it made other people proud. You're allowed to burn down the old version of you, not because she was wrong, but because you're ready to grow beyond her. Sometimes healing isn't soft. Sometimes it's loud. Sometimes it sounds like, I'm done. Let the fire be holy. Let the burn make space. Disruption will trigger others, let it. Your expansion will threaten those who benefit from your contraction. When you start saying no. When you stop playing small. When you speak what others were afraid to name. Some people will resist it. Some will project their fear onto you. Some will call your boundaries selfish. Let them. You don't owe anyone the version of you that made them comfortable. From peacekeeper to truth-teller. You were not born to be agreeable. You were born to be authentic. For a long time, you may have confused peacekeeping with love. But peace that costs you your voice is not peace. It's self-abandonment in disguise. Disruptors tell the truth, even when it shakes things. And in doing so, they create real peace, built on honesty and alignment. You are the turning point. Your healing is not just for you. It ripples. When you disrupt dysfunction in yourself, you change what your children inherit. You change what your friends believe is possible. You change what your ancestors died hoping someone would finally do. You are the living answer to a silent prayer. Integration practice, pattern interruption journal. Use this exercise to identify and disrupt cycles. The pattern. What recurring dynamic, belief, or behavior am I done with? The origin. Where did I learn this? Who modeled it? What did it protect me from? The disruption. What would interrupt this pattern immediately? A boundary, a truth spoken, a habit broken. The future self. Who do I become when this no longer runs my life? Write this out. Let it be raw. Let it be real. Then, act accordingly. Final words, you are the earthquake. The world doesn't change by keeping things intact. It changes when someone has the audacity to say, this stops with me. That someone is you. You are the rupture. You are the voice that breaks the silence. You are the moment the pattern ends. Disruption is not destruction, it's rebirth. You don't need permission to be powerful. Be the quake. Be the shift. Be the start of something true. Chapter 10, I am the healer. Tending to the wounds you didn't ask for, and becoming whole anyway. There are wounds inside you that did not come from your choices. They came from silence. From betrayal. From things that happened before you had words for them. This chapter is not about pretending that pain never happened. It's about learning to hold it with love, and refusing to let it define you. You are not broken. You are healing. And that is sacred work. Healing is not linear. One day you'll feel free. The next, you'll be triggered by something you thought you'd already dealt with. That's not failure. That's healing. Healing is a spiral, not a straight line. You'll revisit the same wounds at deeper levels. Not because you're stuck, but because you're growing. I thought I was over this, becomes. I'm meeting it again, from a wiser place. That's progress. That's movement. That's power. The myth of the fully healed person. You don't have to fix everything to be whole. You don't need to be fully healed to be worthy of love, purpose, or peace. There is no magical point where pain disappears forever. But there is a life beyond your wounds, and you're allowed to live it now. You are not here to be perfect. You're here to feel, learn, and evolve. Feel it to heal it. You cannot intellectualize your way out of pain. You must feel what was never safe to feel. Grief. Rage. Shame. Abandonment. Let it rise. Let it breathe. Let it move through you. Your emotions are not the enemy, repression is. What was once too heavy to hold can become a key to your freedom. If you allow yourself to witness it without judgment. Healing doesn't always look graceful. Sometimes it looks like crying on the floor. Sometimes it looks like finally telling the truth. Let it. Self-compassion is the medicine. You cannot bully yourself into healing. Shame never leads to transformation, but compassion does. Start speaking to yourself the way you would a child learning to walk. You're doing your best. It makes sense that this hurts. You're allowed to take your time. Hold your own heart with kindness. That's how it begins to soften and trust again. Healing in the body. Trauma doesn't just live in the mind. It lives in the nervous system. You may have a tight chest that's always braced for impact. A stomach that clenches with unspoken fear. Shoulders that forgot what it feels like to rest. Your body remembers everything, especially what you tried to forget. To heal, you must reconnect. Breathe deeply. Move slowly. Practice safety on purpose. Find stillness without shame. Healing happens when your body learns. It's safe now. You can be healing and still be powerful. Do not wait to be healed enough to speak up. To create. To lead. To love. You are allowed to show up as you are, in process, in progress, imperfect and luminous. Your healing does not disqualify you from your purpose. It deepens it. Integration practice, self-healing ritual. Create a ritual that allows you to come home to yourself. Once a week, or once a day, whatever feels nourishing. Suggested flow. Breathe, 5 minutes. Sit in stillness. Inhale safety. Exhale fear. Feel, 10 minutes. Journal what's alive in you. What hurts right now? What needs to be heard? Soothe, 10 minutes. Wrap yourself in a blanket. Light a candle. Listen to music that heals. Speak aloud, I am allowed to heal. I am safe to feel. I am becoming whole. Connect, optional. Reach out to someone who sees the real you. Healing accelerates in connection. Final words, the healer is you. No one is coming to save you, and that's not tragic. That's empowering. Because you are the one you've been waiting for. You have the tools. You have the heart. You have the right to become someone new. Healing isn't about going back to who you were. It's about arriving fully into who you were always meant to be. You are not the wound. You are the medicine. You are the healer. Chapter 11. I am the flame. Owning your power without apology. There's a fire inside you. It's not loud, but it's steady. It doesn't burn to destroy, it burns to illuminate. You've spent years shrinking to make others comfortable. Years doubting your voice, your brilliance, your power. But now you remember. You were never too much. You were always too powerful to be small. Reclaiming your fire. Somewhere along the way, they told you. Be humble. Don't stand out. Tone it down. Keep the peace. And like a good survivor, you did. You dimmed. You shrank. You silenced your brilliance. But survival is not the same as being alive. You weren't born to be quiet. You were born to burn, with truth, with vision, with purpose. Let them call it too much. Too intense. Too sensitive. Too ambitious. Too emotional. Too bold. Let them. Because every time they say, too much, what they really mean is more than I know how to handle. That's not your problem. That's their limit. Not your label. You are not too much. You are exactly enough for what you came here to do. Power doesn't mean domination. This flame inside you is not about overpowering others. Real power is not control. It's clarity. Power is saying no without guilt. Saying yes without fear. Holding boundaries without apology. Speaking truth without shrinking. Power is being rooted in your values, even if you tremble while you speak them. Power is self-possession. Your fire will scare people, let it. Some people will be uncomfortable with your growth. They preferred you silent, small, and easily managed. Let them go. Your light will cast shadows, that's part of the work. You are not here to be palatable. You are here to be honest. And honesty is not always comfortable, but it is always freeing. You can be both soft and powerful. Power is not hardness. It's not ego. It's not rage dressed up as confidence. Real power is self-trust. It's the grace to be soft without being stepped on. The strength to be kind without being manipulated. The courage to be vulnerable without losing your voice. You can be gentle and fierce. Compassionate and boundaried. Quiet and absolutely unstoppable. Integration practice, ignite the flame. Choose one of these prompts. Let it pull the fire forward. If I stopped dimming, I would. The truth I'm scared to say out loud is I am done apologizing for the version of me that no longer fits is. Let what you write be messy. Let it burn through illusion. Then speak it aloud. Let your body hear your voice. Let your fire know it's welcome. The world does not need more perfectly behaved people. It needs more people who are on fire with truth, with courage, with conviction. You don't owe anyone your silence. You don't owe anyone your smallness. Let them call it rebellion. Let them call it chaos. Let them call it too much. You call it coming home. You call it power. You call it you. This chapter was more than words. It was a mirror. A match. A wake-up call. Now I want to hear from you. What fire are you done hiding? What truth are you ready to speak without apology? What's one, too much, you're reclaiming as your power? Thank you for listening.